Technology Tuesday. I'm Greg Russell here with my good friend and partner, Mr. Jerry Franklin Poe, and we are excited to share with you a special interview that we have today. But listen, if you are tuning in live, put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay and let us know where you're tuning in from. We really appreciate that. If you are watching us in one of the groups, we have quite a few syndication partners, and you might be seeing our show in one of these syndication groups. I want to thank you for being here. Appreciate you for tuning into the show. And listen, help us grow these groups. If you know someone who would benefit from being in that group, go ahead and invite someone. If you're in that group, there's an invite button at the top right-hand corner if you're on a desktop, and you can go enter a friend of yours who will be invited to the group. So if you invite one person, if everyone does that, we can double the size of the groups in one day. So help us grow these groups. That will help me and our syndication partners a lot. I want to thank all of our syndication partners for sharing our show, and we hope that we are providing great content and value for you guys. And that's what we strive to do every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're not part of our group, make sure you tune in. Head over to technologytuesday.com and join the Technology Tuesday group. Be part of that group so you can get some of our inside tips and training inside that group. Hey, Jerry, thanks for being here. And we're about to dive in right now. Let's go.
All right. You know what time it is, folks. It's another Tuesday at 2 p.m. Greg Russell, Jerry Franklin Poe here for Technology Tuesday. However, this Tuesday, this specific Tuesday, we're going to do something a little different. Change up the flow a little bit. We have a special guest that's in the building with us, and we're going to do an interview this person and hear about what's been going on in their lives, and maybe you can pick up a little bit of insider secrets and how you can apply their success to your business and to your life as well. Now, this special guest that we have today is someone that I know very well, and Greg knows even better than I do. That's right, folks. You've been hearing about her so many times throughout the last year and a half. She's been on tour. We have Sydney Russell with us today. And in a few seconds, you're going to get to hear about what she's been up to over the last 2 years.
Hey, everyone. We have our very special guest, Miss Sydney Elise Russell.
Hi.
In the building. So listen, I think, Jerry, this is the first time we've had someone actually in the studio. We've had many guests on the show, but this is the first time we had someone actually in the studio. And I believe this is the first time we've actually interviewed someone who's not an adult. So there's some pretty first going on here. So listen, you've been a part of the show for a while. While you were on tour, which we'll talk about, we would have a segment, and we would be like, where's Sydney? And we'd talk about what city you were in, where people could find, the show. And so you've been an integral part of the show for the last year. So I'm excited to actually have you here to talk to you about all the stuff you've been doing and everything like that. So
yeah, Greg, don't neglect that. Even before she went on tour, during the very early days of Technology Tuesday, she was a producer.
That's right. I think in our second season, she was producing. She did a few episodes where she produced the show for us.
Yeah.
She was switching the cameras back and forth, and so she started off behind the scenes, and has helped us out greatly. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And again, I'm excited to have you on the show. So we want to talk to you about some of the things you've done, some of the places you've been, and get into this interview. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay.
Because it's been about 2 years almost since you've been on the road. For those who don't know, Sydney was starring in Frozen recently, but even before Frozen, she was also starring in The Lion King in New York City on Broadway. So she's had a whirlwind tour over the last 2 years. Even during the COVID times, she was out there in those COVID streets, bravely entertaining folks on Broadway. So, Sydney, a lot of people tuning in, seeing you for the first time, they may not know much about how your career started. So, what got you into acting in the first place? Why did you want to start this?
Well, when I was 5 years old, you and mommy took me to see The Lion King. And when I saw young Nala come on stage, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. So I started taking acting classes and performing in local theater. And then I got the opportunity to audition for The Lion King on Broadway. And I played young Nala, and I got to debut and open Broadway during the pandemic. And I just finished my 1 year run with the Frozen Broadway North American tour where I played young Elsa.
Nice. So yeah, so let's talk quickly. Let's talk about the New York. So for New York, how old were you when you went to New York for The Lion King?
When we went to New York, I was 9 years old, and I had my birthday while I was, with Lion King.
So you went when you was 9,
Mhm.
and you turned 10 while you were there. And
Yeah,
how old are you now?
I am 11 years old.
Okay, yeah. So just for you, date wise, I think it was during the pandemic, during
Mhm.
2020, right?
Mhm.
When we started to New York. We had to temporarily move from where we're located in Houston to the New York City area, where we stayed there for 7 months while she did The Lion King, and um, again, it had the Broadway had been closed down because of the pandemic, and when it reopened, you were the one who actually was young Nile when it reopened.
Yeah.
So yes, Lion King is a big deal. A lot of famous actors and actresses have of color have also were in that production. So you're in the midst of a lot of good people coming down the line. Yeah,
What, Greg, what you said something there I want to make sure everybody catches is that you had to relocate temporarily to New York City. And for those who are watching the show in all the different groups that this is streaming in, uh, we're all people here who are business owners. So imagine having to relocate your business. Is your business set up in such a way that it's not dependent upon location? And your systems are set up so you can have that freedom and flexibility where you can still run your operation and create revenue and maximize profit for your business if you want to be able to do some of these adventurous things. And the idea is to not have your business run your life completely, but be able to live life to its fullest and be able to have a fully functioning business at the same time. So that's why we talk about the things that we talk about here on Technology Tuesday, this practical knowledge and practical application, because the solution, the practical solution, is the fact that, hey, if you have some things in your life that you want to do, if you have family members that want to go out and pursue some dreams, that you have that flexibility to live life in a much wider capacity because you have freedoms that maybe other people don't have because your business is set up the proper way with the right technology.
that's right, man. It's all about being able to do the things you want to do, so that when opportunities come up, you can take advantage of them. So that's why we're here. That's why we share what we share, and that's why we encourage as many people as we can to live the life of their dreams. And that's something you've kind of picked up on about living the life of your dreams. I know at one point you had a T-shirt that said "Live Your Now Dream."
Yes.
And what was that movement all about?
Well, I had really big ideas, and I still do, and I wanted to create lots of things, but I noticed that lots of people waited until they were older to do some of those big ideas and create certain things. And so I was like, Mom, we should start something where we empower kids like me to go after their dreams and not have to wait until they're an adult. And just really wanted to inspire people that they don't have to wait to be an adult to create the things that they have imagined, because they have the power to change the world. And that goes for everyone, not just kids. If you're a kid or an adult, you have something special inside of you, and you should share it with everyone.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, what she said. What she said.
Well,
Yeah,
the
man. So
reality is we have people walk around with this is a mindset thing. So people walk around with this idea that there's a certain phase in life that certain things are supposed to happen. And I remember when I first launched my speaking career, initially I thought like, well, I'll wait till I get older. Like I'll wait till I've done all this other stuff and I become seasoned. I'm an older person. Then people want to listen to me. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can actually, if you have something you want to do, you can do it now. It doesn't have to wait until later because no one knows how much time they have. I say that time is like a bank account where you don't know the balance. So some of us, we may want to stop thinking about later and think about the present because tomorrow isn't promised to anybody.
That is so true. That is so true. Man, Jerry, thank you for that one. So listen, over the last year, you were on tour with Frozen as young Elsa.
Yes.
So what that means is the Broadway production traveled from city to city, right? And what most people don't know is that you had to be on the road for all of that time. You didn't get like, or only once you got to really come home, but you didn't have like a regular weekend where you got time off. It was pretty much almost every single day.
Yeah.
So while being on tour, what did you love most about being on tour?
What I loved most about being on tour was getting to travel and see all the cool sights that were in the different cities and trying new foods and, getting to hang out with my castmates backstage.
That's awesome. It sounds like a fun time. I got a boomerang question for you. What was one of the most challenging things about being on tour?
I think one of the most challenging things about being on tour was school and then like the times that we had to like travel back to the theater. Because some cities we would have cars, some cities we had to walk, and depending on how close we were, it was a lot. And school, especially on especially on days that had two shows, I didn't have a lot of time to do school. But it was still really fun. Even with all the challenges, it was a great experience.
Awesome. So for those of you who don't know, how did you do school?
I homeschool, and I've been homeschooled for my entire life. So when I would start school, I'd just go on my computer and I'd log into my, school account, and I'd start school there.
So there's some tech for you, Jerry. Listen, school is online. But you can do most school online now.
It can be, right? School can be online.
Yeah.
And for
yeah.
many of us, we found out that is true during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was homeschooling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question for you. What was the spark that even started the? I mean, we talked about Nala saying it, but what was like that first acting opportunity that you took advantage of?
I don't know.
When did you first start acting? What did you do? What was your first role?
Well, I started acting when I was 6 years old. That's when I had my first role. I played Tinkerbell in Peter Pan Jr. with Katie Homeschool Theater, and it was so much fun. It was everything that I had dreamed of, and I just kind of started continuing my dream, and now I'm here, finally home after being on tour for a year, being able to say that I was the first African American young Elsa on the North American tour.
African American young Elsa on the North American tour. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. So listen, if you could meet a celebrity, if you could meet your favorite celebrity, who is it and why do you want to meet them?
If I could meet my favorite celebrity, I would want to meet Lin-Manuel Miranda because, one, I'm a really big fan of Hamilton, and also I want to create my own musicals like he does. And I'm already on my way because I produced and started my first musical called Destiny Untold while I was on tour. And I really like to meet John Legend as well because I'm a really big fan of his music and I want to create songs like he does.
Awesome. That's yeah, I hope you get to meet them so you can hang out with them and talk to them. Now, I've seen you with other celebrities. And for a lot of people, they might get starstruck or nervous. But for you, it's kind of like, hey, you're a peer. You do this, I do this, so we got something in common. And I always thought it was special. I was always impressed when I would see you, one, just working the crowd, regular people after a show, and asking them how did they like the show and taking pictures. I thought that was something that was, I always thought it was very impressive because from a very young age, that part of it didn't like phase you or make you nervous. And then the same thing when you got around certain celebrities, you just were like, hey, this is just a peer, and whether you're, a well-known celebrity, you're just such and such, and we can talk and hang out like me and you are doing right now. I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool. I thought that was really powerful.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, because at the end of the day, we're all just humans, and we have things that we share in common. So why not just hang out?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So Greg,
Yeah.
I have a question because I don't know. I don't think everyone listening or watching knows the total journey that Sydney has been on. So Sydney, we talked about celebrities. Share some insight into what celebrities you have interacted with so far. Because at being 11 years old, right, only 11 years on the planet, who have you met, worked with, spent time with that people might know?
Well, I think some of the first celebrities I met was Strahan and Sarah and Kiki.
Kiki Palmer.
And yes, Kiki.
Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan.
So,
and
like use
Kiki
the names that people, because she's using nicknames. Like, yeah, I was with Kiki over the weekend, and we were just feeling like people were like, who is that? Like they may not know them by like their first name. So you gotta let people know who they really are.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the first celebrities that I met were Michael Strahan and Kiki Palmer and and Sarah Haynes, and they were all super sweet, and I'm so glad that I got to meet them when I did. It was very amazing.
Then you also have like a personal invite, or like you met someone, like they invited you over to hang out.
Yes, I did. I got to meet Anika Nani Rose, who was the voice of Princess Tiana, who is my favorite Disney princess. And it was absolutely magical. It was a dream come true. We sang together. It was the most magical experience I think I could ever imagine. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a really special moment, and you got some inside knowledge, Jerry, because I wasn't even thinking about that. Jerry be asking the good questions.
I got people to do research.
Our people do research. Yeah, man.
And I had to throw that out. Michael Strahan. Since you're a Giants fan, I'm not a big Giants fan or Michael Strahan fan. As a Eagles fan, we don't really like Michael Strahan that much. But I just had to let that give you some, because you're a New York dude. Give you a little New York love.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate
they haven't won anything in a while, but so that would just give you a little highlight.
Yeah. Well, listen, this has been fun, and I've had a really good time during this interview asking you all these questions and stuff.
What's next, Greg? Like, what's next for Sydney? Does she have a plan for what's next?
What projects are you working on that you can talk about? Because I know there's some that you can't talk about. So
don't get no contractual issues.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be anything, big or major. It could be just stuff that you want to do.
Well, I do want to create some of my own musicals and create songs and just be very creative, some artwork. I want to learn more about drawing and sorry.
We got some behind the scenes commentary going on. So listen, before we let you go, we do have another question, but I want to ask you a question about your social media influence. Because you notice how that question, no. So so you've been doing some big things on social media. When you first kind of blew up on the scene, you had a video go viral, which kind of started it. But since then, you have every so often hit something on social media that's gone viral. Is there any secret strategy you have that you can share with me so that I can go viral?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I have a momager.
Listen, I'm not trying to blow up my wife's account, but she has managed Sydney's social media account, and she has done the most amazing job I've ever seen. She loves being behind the scenes and not on camera. So when we asked her, "Do you want to come on?" she's like, "No." But since all of this happens because of a lot of it because of the things that my wife, your mother, does on social media on your behalf, it just we just have to shout her out because she does just
Yeah.
an amazing job. And I'm gonna do a shameless plug. She just launched a Facebook group for parents who want to know how to empower their children. And Jerry, I'll tell you, most I get so many compliments on how we're raising Sydney from parents who talk to us, talk to me and my wife all the time about, you're doing such a great job. You guys are so supportive. Well, she created this group to show other people how to really support their kids. And so if you guys want to know, I will put that in the comments so you guys can go there and check out the group and jump in there and see what's going on. It's not about one specific thing. It's about how to empower your kids to be their best selves. And I think from the proof that she knows what she's doing, and it's a great thing. And thank you guys so much for the love and the support and the comments. Every time someone tells us we're doing a great job, it really does touch me and my wife personally. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, Greg. So, you have anything else on your mind, Greg Russell?
Yeah, we're gonna end this with a zinger question. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So if you had to eat one meal, just
Ooh,
one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? You couldn't eat anything else. It was just this.
wow.
Honestly, if I had to choose one meal to eat for the rest of my life, I don't think I could. Because I like lots of foods. I like pizza and burgers and ribs and chicken. And so if I had to choose one meal, like out of anything, one meal, I don't think I'd make it. I don't think I would.
Wouldn't make it.
Nope.
Okay. Well, there you have it, Miss
I,
Sydney.
I think that's an unfair question at her age. There's some things she hasn't even tried. There's some food out there because I know Jalen, my youngest daughter. It's like chicken fingers and French fries. I'm like, can you just please get past chicken fingers and French fries? Like, there's so much more out there in the world than chicken fingers and French fries. So yeah, man. Like as you get older, you get tired of the same stuff. So your palate will start to expand, and the question will be even tougher.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. It was so much fun having you, and we will definitely have you back again, and we will keep an eye on you, and we will make sure we keep that segment ready to see where's Sydney.
Thank you so much
And
for having me. I'm so glad that I
also,
got to be on
the
here.
book, the book, Greg. Doesn't Cindy have a book out there too?
Yes,
Oh,
I do. I have created a book series. It's called Super Me. I have published 2 books out of the 5 books in the whole series. The first book is called Super Me, Stephanie and the Magical Bracelet. And the second book is called Super Me, Stephanie Conquers Hate. The books are about a girl named Stephanie who must face her fears and fight these monsters that relate to emotions, like release like sad emotions like fear and hatred. And I think I'm biased, but I think they're really great books. They're on Amazon. Go check them out.
There you go.
listen, I am a big fan of the books. I thought it was just going to be a regular children's book, but it really pulled me in. And what I learned is that it's just a really, really, really good story that people get sucked into the story, and their kids and adults alike love the book. So if you guys want to learn and have a good time, I highly recommend you guys head over to Amazon and grab those books. Yes, Jerry, you are the master of these interview questions. What else you got up your sleeve, bro?
Nah, man, stuff just comes to me. Stuff that comes to me as we go along. But for those who are watching and you're thinking about writing a book, one of the things you can do is use someone else's book as a template. So if you see what someone else did, you're like, okay, that could be an inspiration for ideas as to what you want to create. Yep. So a lot of stories or just the same story being retold. Like Romeo and Juliet, West Side Story, all the same thing.
That's awesome. Listen, if you want to be an authority, then one of the things you need to do is write a book. So everybody you see on the screen right now, including Sydney, is a published author. So if you want to take your business to the next level and you haven't written that book yet, consider figuring out how you can write that book, because it is one of the staples in entrepreneurship that really makes you an authority, and it always gives you something to talk about and something to share with others and share your expertise.
That's correct.
All right. Anything else? I think we covered it.
Yeah.
Unless Jerry got something else. Jerry, you got anything else?
Yeah, man. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. We're good.
Listen, oh man, thank you so much for being here. I definitely look forward to having you back on the show. Maybe even get you producing again. We'll see what's in the future. Okay. Listen.
Based on your schedule, I know your schedule's fuller now than it was before.
Yep. Again, listen. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Tune in every Tuesday for Technology Tuesday at 2 p.m. Jerry, go ahead and take us out, sir.
Yeah, at this point, you got to tune in because you never know who's going to slide in the studio. This could be the first of many different special guests coming down. We never know. So each week, you might miss something really good if you don't tune in. So if those who are watching live, put live in the comments, hashtag, and also share one thing that you gleaned, one idea that you gleaned from just listening to this interview that you could apply to your business to help you to take it to the next level. So if you're not part of the group, please go out and join Technology Tuesday. If this has blessed you, share it out with someone as well. And make sure that you continue to tune in every single week, Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. Until next week, have fun, my friends.
Take care.
Bye.